my gosh, I'm so happy. I am so happy right now. The Promised Neverland has finally been animated. Oh, you know what? If you haven't seen The Promised Neverland and you're watching this video, please, just leave and go watch it. Just go watch it. I'm gonna put the link, the Crunchyroll link down below so you guys can check it out. Because, you know, I honestly had trouble finding the first episode and whatnot. And it was on Crunchyroll the whole time. So the link will be down below. Just go watch it. And, you know, like, if you don't come back or anything like that, I wouldn't even blame you guys or anything like that. Because this first episode of The Promised Neverland, oh, they executed it so perfectly. CLOVERWORKS, thank you. My biggest fear with The Promised Neverland was it could get a studio that it was, you know, that wouldn't show it as much love or make it as good. And that was my biggest fear. I mean, I don't know about CLOVERWORKS or what it's done in the past, but you know, I knew they were animating The Promised Neverland. So when I knew that, I was like, yo, please tell me they can do it. Please tell me they can hold it down. We heard the OST, we heard the music, and the music really did, you know, give the feeling of The Promised Neverland. But you know, and we did see the trailers, but I still was skeptical until this first episode. Now I know, CLOVERWORKS, you got it, yo. They're definitely gonna do an amazing job. I'm telling you guys, this is contender for Anime of the Year. My babies are here. Emma, Ray, Norman. I am super hyped right now. I am so hyped. You guys are probably wondering, like, where's the reaction? But guys, I won't be reacting to the first 1 to 3 episodes due to the fact that I read the manga. I've read the first like 6 chapters, or I believe maybe up a little bit more. And I think the first 1 to 3 episodes will animate the whole, you know, those chapters that I read. So then after that, I'll be anime original and I won't know anything. But from this moment forward, what they did was they animated the whole first chapter in the first episode. That was the whole first chapter, if I remember correctly. So they animated all of that in the first, you know, first episode. And I was always thinking that if they ended off there at the end, where you see those, you know, what really happens to Connie, I knew it would have people wanting more. I'm hyped. I keep saying I'm hyped, but it's because I'm hyped. So you know what? Enough talking about the greatness and everything. I mean, I'll probably get back onto it because like this was amazing. Did you hear the OST? How it matched oh my god. Even when, you know, shit hit the fan, how the music just changed, the dripping of the water, every sound effect you heard. Oh my gosh. But let me get into this real fast. Let me, you know, talk about what we have so far with the episode. So basically we start off the episode with Emma, Ray, and Norman, right? And they're like near this gate. And you know, they bring up the fact that they can't go here. So now we know there's like this orphanage with kids, and they're all like, there's 37 of them, right? Including Connie, there was 37. So they're all trapped like around this area. This place looks beautiful if you look at it, right? You see this one big building, and you can see it's away from everything. Like all you see is like land and trees and all of that. So you know, it's a kid's paradise. They can play and have as much fun as they want, you know what I mean? But the only downfall is that, well, they can't leave. They're in an orphanage and they've been told they can never go to the outside world. So let's put that into mind, that these kids have never seen the outside world. They've just known this place. So it just, you know, just with that in your mind, you're like, huh, how come they've never seen the outside world? You know, you make a couple theories like maybe the world's gone bad, or maybe this is just an orphanage, or like, you know, because how come they've never seen the outside world? It's like even at an orphanage, you would see the outside world, you know what I mean? You would be going out and stuff like that, but how come these kids have not been to the outside world? So yeah, the first bit of this episode, we're just meeting the characters, understanding them. We see that they take these crazy tests, you know what I mean? These advanced tests, they have to answer like a lot of questions in 9 seconds, and when you look at the animation, you see like these questions, they're like geometry, all these mathematical things, like crazy questions, you know? Like it's hardcore stuff, and they have to answer it in like 9 seconds. Not only do we know that this is an orphanage, but we also see that they're at their peak, they're really smart, they have weird numbers on their neck, and you know, like when you see those two things, it should bring like, you know, you should be thinking like, what's going on here? This is kind of weird for an orphanage. Like numbers on their neck and whatnot, like that's like jail stuff, you know what I mean? We start off with the first 3 characters. Oh my gosh, I love them so. Emma, Ray, and Norman. And like, oh man, Emma, yo, the way they did Bro, they adapted Emma so perfectly. Like, she was just the way I would want her to be. Like, her facial expressions, the voice acting was perfect for all the characters. Let me let you know that. Like, Ray's voice actor, I feel like matches his voice so well. If I had to put anyone's voice with Ray, that's the voice. And the same goes with Emma, and the same goes with Norman. Like, their voices are perfect. Like, if I had to place a voice for them, that would have been the voice when I was reading the manga. Like, it matches them so well, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, I'm looking, I'm like, wow. You know, like, this, like, is a voice I would have wanted them to have. So Emma, like, her facial expressions, all those funny moments for her. And, you know, you can see, like, in the episode, Emma, Ray, and Norman, they're like the, you know, big brothers and big sisters of these kids. Like, they watch them. You can see Emma, she takes care of them and whatnot. She treats them well. And we do know, like, the kids, they do want to go outside and see the outside world. They want to go travel, eat food, see trains, and, you know, dress up in so much clothing, go on dates and whatnot. And it really makes you feel bad, because it's like, these kids, you know, they haven't seen the outside world and they're in this orphanage. You feel for the kids. You're like, you know, you hope they get out. But we do know that they all do leave eventually. You know, they don't stay here for a certain age. They leave. They're eventually going to leave and get out of the orphanage. We know that. This episode is really incredible. Like, the way, like, it hits the feels. Because what happens this episode is one of the kids is leaving, Connie. You know what I mean? She's young. I believe, how old was Connie? Like 6, wasn't she 6 or something? She's really young compared to everyone else. She's really young. And she's leaving. They're really happy for her, which is great. Like, they all want her to go off and be happy. Now, while Connie is leaving, we do know a few more things that is, like, of importance that I believe should be brought out to the air. First things first, all the kids that have left previously, they've never wrote letters back to the orphanage. Now, you could probably say, I guess they didn't care, which is what, like, the characters do. Like, they're like, oh, maybe they're having too much fun and they don't care about us anymore, stuff like that. But that's kind of suspicious. Like, if multiple kids leave and they don't write letters, that's a bit suspicious, you know what I mean? So the kids never write letters. Now, another thing that we see is there's this fence, and it leads to the outside world, but we've been told we can never cross it. But the fence is so short. It's so short, guys, that literally they can, like, walk and put their foot over it and they'll be on the other side. Alright? So there's a few things, like, that are, like, a bit mysterious here on the show so far. But that's not even the best part. Connie leaves with her mother and she leaves her stuffed animal. And this is really important to her. And just Emma's reaction when she sees that Connie left her, just like, Connie, how could you? You know, I really love how they do the lightheartedness, but then also add the seriousness to it. I just want to say that, because it's like, you see her expression and stuff, it's like, what the heck, yo? You know what I mean? And then, like, Emma's like, we have to give this to her. So Norman and Emma, they race to give it to Connie. Where they go to where the mother could be, there's like this truck there. They don't see Connie in sight. They're just looking. And you know, this eerie feeling is building up. Like, you hear water dripping. Like, the place looks weird. You see brick walls, water dripping. It doesn't, like, it's like, it gives you a creepy vibe. And Emma, you know, we don't see Connie, so Emma's like, I'm gonna put it in this truck, because there's a huge truck there and Connie will see the truck. Now, Emma goes to the truck to go put it there, and she sees Connie's dead body. And you know, the way the expression, I really love Norman's face, Emma's face. Like, when Norman goes and he sees it himself, I love the way the music just started hitting. You could hear it. You could just hear the music hitting, building up. And then Norman goes, he sees it, and boom! It just executes it so perfectly, because when Norman sees it, we as the viewer see Connie's dead body with a flower on top of her. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the heck did they just do to Connie? We're scared. We don't know what to do. We hide under the truck. And right when we hide under the truck, we see these monsters that pop up. They come and they're with, you know, Mother. And they're talking about how these kids, this orphanage is not an orphanage. This is a farm. And, you know, when the kids leave here, they're being taken to be eaten. And not only is that brought up, but it's also brought up that the 3 kids with the best scores are next. Now, who are the 3 kids with the best scores? Emma, Norman, and Ray, the 3 main cast. So they're next to be eaten. That's basically what's being said. They're gonna be next to be eaten. And you know, like, this adds like so much to it, because Emma and Norman find this out and they're like, what the heck? Mother is, you can't really trust Mother. They're gonna eat us. We've been raised this whole time as livestock. This is just a farm. And you know, now I'm about to get a little bit twisted with you guys. So you see those numbers that they have on their neck? That's the same thing that they do to pigs. Like, animals on farms, they number them like that. It's like to know which one it is and whatnot. And also, there's a thing that's been said that if you're smart, like, you taste better. Something like that. Like, you know, smart people, like, if you're smarter, like, there's a better taste. There's a belief like that. So, as you can see, the kids, they're educated. They're educated so they can be smart. Emma, Norman, and Ray are the smartest. So, because they're so smart, they're gonna taste well. So I really want you guys to think about how effed up that is. So this whole time they've been raising these kids, this lady who they think is their mother is, you know, someone who's giving them up so they can be fed. The whole conflict of this series is, we're gonna be eaten, we're in this orphanage, and we need to escape. Oh my gosh. And the thing that also adds to it is, Emma wants to escape, but she doesn't want to leave the other kids, so that's a big problem. Now, if it was just Emma, Norman, and Ray, those three escaping, they could have probably did it, and they would have left. But now what adds to this problem is, they want to escape with all of the kids. And a big issue that people may have overlooked this episode, or maybe you didn't, because it was like a bit obvious, like towards the end of the episode, is Connie's little bunny. It was there in the scene. Connie never brought the bunny. And if anyone would know Connie didn't bring the bunny, it's the mother. Because she was with Connie. And maybe, let's think about it, what if she's the one who told Connie not to bring the bunny and she saw Connie didn't bring the bunny? Because it would make sense she would tell Connie not to bring the bunny because she's going to be eaten. So you wouldn't need something like that. You know what I mean? So she saw that the bunny was there. How did the bunny get there? Someone obviously had to come and bring the bunny there. Am I right? Now that adds conflict, because now Mother is suspicious as well. Oh, oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys, anime of the year. This, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what can, I mean, I haven't, like I said, I've only read a few chapters of the manga, but from what I've seen, it was amazing. Like, what they were doing with it, incredible. So, depending on how they take it, this, oh man, I'm hyped, and I can't wait, like, for, you know, to be anime original finally, because this is, with this series, it's a series that makes, like, you know, you gotta make, like, theories and whatnot. Like, when I was reading the manga, I knew this would be animated. That's why I stopped. As soon as we saw it was being published on Shonen Jump, or was it Shonen Jump, was it? I believe this was being published on Shonen Jump, right? Because people were so, like, shocked. They were like, how can a series like this be on Shonen Jump? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, look at what it's about. It's kind of dark and whatnot. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is getting an anime. This is a good anime. This is gonna get an anime, and it's gonna be amazing. And exactly, we got an anime. Oh my gosh, like I said, I love the voice acting. My characters, Emma, Norman, Ray, I love them so. I freaking love the music, the OST, the opening. Oh my gosh, the ending. I'm gonna go watch the episode again, yo. I'm gonna go rewatch it because this episode was so incredible. Oh man. Oh, I was just waiting for that twist. I was like, please, please hit everyone with it, yo. 2019 just keeps showing all the great animes, yo. Yo, and it's airing every Friday. So every Friday we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, The Promised Neverland. What else airs on Friday? Hinomaru Sumo and Boogie Pop. Talk about a beautiful Friday, yo. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my, this is incredible. Peace out.